Oh, that car gets that car gets abused the whole movie.
This is the opener. I'm so glad we got that on camera. Welcome back. This is I'm jumping ahead. My name's Brian.
I'm Richard.
This is I Love You 3000 Minutes, the podcast where we time traveled through that gun barrel behind us and said, "Hi, Deadpool," and he was like, "You're meta too?" And I'm like, "I'm not meta too. I'm meta, like Mewtwo," which kind of makes sense because he was Pikachu in Detective Pikachu. It made sense to me. So that we could rewatch the entire Infinity Saga from Iron Man 1 to Spider-Man Far From Home, one marvelous minute at time. This is the 65th minute of Iron Man 1. And Richard, what happened? What broke your heart? What made you say, "Fuck this human plane," with such destruction as that?
So he crashes down into the earth and dies. It's just everything goes flying everywhere. People are like, "What the hell was that?" And yeah,
that's the alternative he would have referred to him destroying that beautiful car.
I didn't catch what he did to break the ice. He rotated something on his thigh.
There's a thing that he rotated on the side. He broke the ice a little bit, twisted it, and it released the flaps.
Okay.
And then the flaps broke the ice more so that everything power could come back.
Sure. So he broke the ice off of him, but I would have thought the internal computer parts were still frozen, honestly, because I broke the external ice, but whatever.
Yeah, because, if my iPhone gets too hot, because I've never made it too cold, if it gets too hot that it turns off, I still have to put it in front of air conditioning for, a good minute just to cool it down.
Yeah.
And I got to imagine that it's turned off. Either way, it would take the same amount of time to bring it back from too cold or too hot. So yeah, touche. But again, this has magic zoom in properties. So thank God Stark invented something where the power can come back really quick if it's been cold.
Honestly, if it's liquid controlled temperature, maybe there's some liquid in there that warmed it back up immediately.
Wouldn't that have frozen?
No, so not necessarily. You can make liquids at different freezing and boiling points. So basically,
doesn't salt change it from freezing?
Yeah, that would increase the freezing point. Make it the freezing point colder so that you need to freeze it more in order to freeze it. Okay. So if it, I suppose if the computers had, and the internal computer parts were, submerged in a liquid solution, or maybe not a solution, I don't know, like that, and it was able to warm down faster, I suppose it's possible.
What do you mean by warm down faster?
So it got too cold.
Warm up faster?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I was thinking of too cold being higher when really temperature-wise it's not right, so whatever.
That's only my seating position. If we switched places, I would be left. Because you said you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just didn't want to make anyone think that at any point I was ever smarter than you. Just needs to be clear. I don't want those expectations. I don't know if you're disappointed or feeling sorry.
I don't know. I didn't follow that joke all the way through.
Because I corrected you accidentally saying heat down.
That's not even a correction. Who cares?
And you said you're right. So then I was like, haha.
It's okay. I wouldn't have thought anyone would have thought I was dumb for saying it. It doesn't matter.
know. I didn't think that. But I took it as an opportunity to put myself down. Because it's healthy.
No, I don't know about that.
I'm like Jeff Winger, where if I don't get put down constantly, my ego will expand like an apple. It's a great episode of Community. You really need to watch it.
Or you could be like Dr. Cox, where the bigger your ego is, the more amazing doctor you are.
What kind of doctor is he of?
It's
Cox?
Dr. Cox from Springs.
I heard nothing after you said Cox.
You are just the worst. You mind if I order a pizza real quick? Because I'm hungry, and it's it's getting later.
By food.
It's getting later and stuff. I want this pizza. I don't know what this dollar store pizza is and stuff is.
But Domino's, that's the cool. Okay.
Domino's is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. That's my point.
I've got a free pizza.
Oh, you do?
I guess so. Should we cut off this minute real quick? Cause no. Okay, we're just gonna get this order here. That's fine. It's fine.
Especially if you have to say your credit card number out loud.
I don't. So I don't know my password right now. So let's just do this. Let's just do this minute.
Where were we?
So he was falling to Earth. We were wondering how he was able to unfreeze his suit and all the internals. So luckily, just in the nick of time, the computer internals unfreeze all of them all at once, and he goes huzzah, and
huzzah.
He was crashing to Earth before that. He turns on the boosters and stuff when he barely scrapes the cement. He's a real hazard to the people in traffic there. He could have destroyed multiple cars and his body. Tony, I really don't like this scene. I'm just going to be honest.
Why?
Because Tony is at least a calculated guy, and he doesn't do anything stupid. And he decides to fly up into the air and freeze his suit, and then go crashing down to Earth, and then escape by the very skin of his teeth. I mean,
he's reckless. He's brazen. He's brazen? Balls to the wall.
Sure, balls to the wall. Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
he
makes misjudgments.
Gonna attempt to break a world record in test flight.
I mean, he's literally talking to someone from Variety magazine, heavily flirting. And if he miscalculates that, then he's got an expose of I just tried to have a real conversation with someone who's responsible for a lot of warmongering, and all I got was sexual harassment the whole time.
I know. Heavily flirting is heavily flirting. This is a life and death situation. If I make a wrong decision, I'm dead. And he made multiple wrong decisions.
All right, another way to put it is that he launched himself up into the air, miles into the air, not knowing if he landed, he would die with his Mark 1. So that worked out well. So
he wasn't miles in. That didn't look like miles in the air.
Not even a couple?
No.
A couple miles in the air?
No.
1 mile in there?
No, he was just really high in the air.
I know he keeps saying that he's high, and he gets higher.
Yeah, no, I mean...
But I mean, he got really high, he should have died.
So, he saves himself by the skin of his teeth, which I just think this sequence is super Hollywood, right? I'm gonna fly really high and make a stupid decision, and I'm gonna fly really low and in the nick of time be saved.
Yeah, that reminds me of, which totally ripped this off. I'm not saying it didn't rip this off, but in Green Lantern, when Ryan Reynolds flies his jet really high so that the other unmanned jets can't handle the altitude, and he has to then, my power. He does the same thing with a jet. But he's actually battling something.
Okay.
You didn't see Green Lantern?
I attempted to. I'm gonna be.
That's the first 15 minutes.
I was thinking of Green Hornet. I was thinking
Green Hornet was decent.
Hornet dragged down.
It's not great, but there's a fantastic sequence where it keeps doing split screens, but the cameras go in different directions, but it's seamless and it ends up being 64 different split screens. That is marvelous. It's literally as if a camera's behind us, and then we split off, and the cameras follow, but it keeps doing that.
I hear you. So
16 different times.
There were good things about the movie, but I was about an hour and 45 minutes in, and it wasn't going to end anytime soon, and so I just walked away from the TV.
I'm surprised it was that long.
Yeah, it's just find the length really quick.
6 inches.
So we'll know if I'm full of shit or not.
How long is the Green Hornet? 119
minutes. That's 2 hours. Okay. Yeah. So I must not have been an hour and 45 minutes in, because you would imagine actually at an hour and 45 minutes in, it would be pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
But it was dragging. And
I just,
yeah. So anyways, Tony Stark saves himself. The suit turns on. He's flying across multiple lines of traffic. Cars move out of the way for him.
I want everyone to know, even on video, because you didn't see it, but Richard, when he said he was flying away, he literally did the repulsor hand position.
Yeah.
Down here. And I was like, that's a nice touch. I like that.
Sure.
We should all celebrate Richard. Follow him at Sniper Agent 009 with no vowels in Sniper on Instagram.
I'm really not posting anything.
Or is that Fire Agent? No, it's definitely Sniper Agent.
Yeah. I mean,
I tag him in every minute post on Instagram, so.
If you want to harass me, I'll harass you back, and we could have fun. So let's do that.
come to him with love, with that cold iron heart of yours that we all have.
So I don't remember what happens after he saved himself and he's flying across the 2 feet away from the
blocked it out because literally the only thing left is him going home and saying kill power and then killing the car. You blocked that out of your brain.
I forgot that.
I love that so much because even though we've gotten sidetracked, you remember that he saved himself and like there's not, but literally the only thing you blocked out was destroyed the car, got fire extinguished in it, and then he's at home and he picks up like his coffee mug with a little bit of ice on him. And I asked, why do they have such a big fucking fire extinguisher when dummy is just fire extinguishing everything? But he reached for the coffee mug, and that's where it cut. He had a little ice on his head.
Yeah.
Thought he had a bandage.
Yeah. So, yeah, he tried to pick out a nice place on the roof he could land. He may have underestimated either the integrity of his roof or how heavy his suit is, or both.
I think it's like 2 tons, at least, his suit.
That's a lot, bro. 2 tons is a lot, man.
How heavy is the Iron Man Mark II armor? The real kicker is that when they did the math on that, like, bleeding edge type of armor in Infinity War, where it comes out, this must have been so heavy. He'd always be like, if it's all in him.
Be pulling on a skeleton.
On that, well, it's kind of a sticker on his chest. Because it's not in him anymore. It gets healed. They fix it at the end of Iron Man 3. Okay. So him putting a 2-ton or a 1-ton, I was thinking.
Okay.
Suit in there to go out with nanobots around him is still fucking heavy to have on your shirt.
Mm-hmm. Hey Siri, how many pounds is 1 ton?
2,000 pounds.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know that.
No, trust me, I've seen like max 2 tons. And I was like, I'm pretty sure my car is 2,000 pounds.
It is.
My van or whatever that I own. And then I was like, oh no, 2 tons is 4,000 pounds.
Yeah, extremely light cars are 2,400 pounds. So that's if they are extremely light.
The Iron Man suit in armor is 425 pounds, so the armor is 225 pounds. Yeah?
Yep. Oh. Wherever they said 1 ton.
I thought it was like at least 1,000 pounds.
Maybe.
Because like that shit just broke into that car and the armor was fine. But again, he says it's a titanium alloy at the end of the film or something like that.
Maybe it's different for different canons, comic canon, movie canon.
Yeah, that was just a guess.
Yeah.
For, like, the comics.
Yeah, we just did a quick Google search, so...
If you know...
Maybe the movie armor's heavier, who knows, but anyways, he crashed through, like, 2 floors, 2 ceiling floor, and he ended up on that...
Through the piano that Obadiah Stane was playing, which, by the way, apparently, check out the new Rockstars breakdown, both videos for Iron Man 1, because there's a it's a song by... Who's the guy that hates Mozart? What? Amadeus?
No, I don't know.
An actual competitor to Mozart. By the way, the director's cut of Amadeus is fucking fantastic. Antonio Salieri. It was a song by Antonio Salieri who hates Mozart. Mm-hmm. And it was his 9th symphony. Mm-hmm. So the idea is, later on he says, this was your 9th symphony, his arc reactor, which is the thing someone writes that's their masterpiece right before they die.
Gotcha.
So it was literally like a clever way to put in, I hate you. I'm gonna take your greatest invention and kill you.
That's what
Obadiah Stane was playing when he brought the New York pizza. The weirdly separated New York pizza. Mm-hmm. Like, weirdly separated.
Maybe he put something in those slices. Some laxative, who knows? He was just like, I'm just gonna screw with this guy. I hate him so much. Just gonna put a laxative in each slice.
Little spice of the bomb.
Right.
I'm a little shit. And you're going to have a big one later.
With Obadiah's luck, Tony didn't grab any of the slices that he tainted.
Yeah, that I gotta say, the line I just made was like the Rugrats version of Obadiah Stane.
And so, he tried to get home. He crashed through his roof, ended up on his car, and he's in his garage. It cuts away from... Yes, dummy.
And his disappointment, even in the suit, you could feel it when he just went...
Yeah.
And then we end on him picking up the mug a little bit off that thing that Pepper had brought in before. Mm-hmm. Wait.
An ice pack on his head.
I mean, she brought in that package and that mug before he went up to talk to Stain, right?
I do not recall.
She brought it in before he does his repulsor blast and talks to Stain with that Ninth Symphony song, where he says, "No, I'm not making weapons anymore. This is a flight stabilizer. It's completely harmless."
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect that. So he's had it there. I mean, he didn't finish his test. It's been there for at least a day. At least a day. Because he was only testing out that one repulsor, and then he has the conversation with Obadiah. Then it's a daytime shot when he's doing the 4 things, and then it builds all the armor around it. So max, or minimum, it's 1 day later.
I think that's minimum, because I don't think...
Definitely minimum, just by times of day.
Right.
But it could be more. So that package with that mug could have been there for days.
I mean, sure. So, the time it takes to develop all that armor and test it, and then do this, beta test of, like, the complete package, it's not a day. That's got to be weeks, and I think that mug was just rewashed and brought back to him.
Oh, he didn't even pick up that mug, I promise you. Because in the next minute, he looks at the package underneath the mug.
Gotcha.
Like, him picking up the mug is to be like, "Oh, what was this package that she put down?" She didn't announce that she brought him anything because she got distracted by his flight stabilizer. And painting the Mark III armor next time will take hours anyway, just to paint it. So yeah, it's probably been several days, and just hasn't looked into that package or noticed it. Yeah, anything else for this minute?
No.
That was minute 65. Follow along in the minutes on Instagram, and I love you 3,000 minutes. If you're watching on video, check out the other podcast. You already know the suffering we're going to have to do if you add a rating or review to Apple Podcast. So that link is very, very prominent down below. So do that.
I'm Richard.
I'm Brian.
You got an army.
We've got a podcast.